Uh-oh, look out.
It's the bleeding ear.
107.1 WJBB time once again for the bleeding ear. It's important to support local music and local musicians. We got Richard Price joining us this morning. The band is called ThunderGypsy. You're going to like the sound, too. The band was conceived during a chance encounter back in 2013. And according to Richard, the stars aligned, and these four musicians with similar tastes in music and attitude started performing under the name ThunderGypsy. Now, Richard, let me ask you something about the stars aligning and finding people with, I guess, and this can be difficult because I've been in bands before, the similar tastes in music and attitude. That's not always easy to find, is it?
Well, it's not, and certainly the four of us don't have exactly the same taste in music or background or anything like that, but the sort of common denominator that we've found is this music that we all like. Whether it's covers of bands that we all kind of grew up on, or if it's the music that we've written and recorded ourselves. It all it just kind of gets to be a gumbo of all of our individual influences, I guess.
Now, when you do covers, are you trying to make the song kind of your own, or are you trying to do it as close to the original as you possibly can?
The former. We really do make them our own. It's funny when, and you having been in bands, I'm sure you can relate to this. You start off doing something that's similar to the record. And through the process of learning it and figuring out how to make it sound right with the band, it changes slightly.
Right, it morphs.
It morphs. That's the thank you for that word. It morphs into something slightly different. So I've had the experience of listening to a song that we do every week. The original version, and saying, boy, that's a long way away from where we have it now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Have you ever taken a song and felt that maybe the band made it better than the original?
I could not say that.
Go ahead. Come on.
Take credit. Nobody knows.
I would. When I was with Pale White Sausage, we did a version of T-Rex's The Jeepster. And it morphed into something that became a Pale White Sausage song. And I
would love to hear that. The Jeepster is awesome.
I think our version was better. We rocked it up.
Okay, is it on YouTube? I got to search this out, man.
It's nowhere. That way I can't be held accountable. That way nobody can look for it and go, Rude, you were lying this morning with Richard Price. Why were you doing that?
Yeah. We on our record, we've got we made the record right about the time that Bob Dylan, got the Nobel Prize, and we decided that we'd do "Don't Think Twice, It's All Right," one of his classics.
Oh, sure.
And the version that we ended up with, it was very, very, very different from his. I will not say better, but and a lot of other people have recorded the same that song, but I think we get a little secret sauce on there.
Yeah, I think it's cool to add your own kind of unique little spin. I was also reading here, too, in the bio. We're talking to Richard Price. The band is called ThunderGypsy. August of 2017, you guys competed and won the Atlanta Blues Challenge. What is the Atlanta Blues Challenge? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, it is put on every year by the Atlanta Blues Society, who is just a great, great group of really supportive. They really support music in the Atlanta area. That is, under the larger category. It's Atlanta blues, but certainly us, for example, are not strictly a blues band, but but they have a competition every year. In this case, I think it was 12 bands that competed and were judged by a panel of sort of experts from around the country, and so the winner gets to basically a ticket to go to the international blues competition, which is in Memphis every year.
Right.
Every year except for this crazy 2020 year that we're dealing with. They did not have either the Atlanta Blues Challenge or the International Blues Challenge, but the Blues Society, made it possible for us to get to Memphis,
mm-hmm.
and they also made it possible for us to record the CD. That was kind of part of the prize package, if you will, and so we were able to go into the studio with a great guy named Richard Lahamdu at Midnight Circus Productions, mm-hmm. and record our CD.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing to either judge in this blues competition or to participate in this competition, you had to have had your own fair share of the blues.
Yep. Yeah, we actually did get some criticism for not being bluesy enough.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, you you have to go to the School of Hard Knocks in order to...
Yeah, you got to feel that from your toenails, man.
That's exactly I think a lot of people have had the blues.
I was going to say, I could write blues songs this year.
Maybe somebody needs to write a COVID-19 blues song. Yeah, it would start just like that, as a matter of fact. We're talking to Richard Price. The band is called Thunder Gypsy. Richard, tell me about this song that we're about to play. It's called Chasin Miles.
Yep. It's the first song on the record. It was written by everybody in the band. I brought in a couple of riffs. There's a little piece that I was trying to figure out from of all people, Miles Davis,
mm-hmm.
that starts off the piece, and I had that riff, and I had a couple of other things, and I brought it to one of our sessions, and everybody kind of jumped in and said, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? It's really the most collaborative of all the songs that we've written, and it's certainly my favorite of all that we've written. It's got the amazing Paul Allison, our keyboard player, is featured on it.
Yes, he's got a good sound. I love the sound of the keyboards on this.
Yeah, he actually, and all of our, we're kind of old school in our equipment. Everything, we're all analog. He actually uses a real Leslie speaker.
Yeah, very
for,
cool.
for his organ and so forth. And he is also our bass player. His left hand is our bass player. So he's on double duty.
Good for him, like Ray Manzarek from The Doors.
Exactly.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Richard, we appreciate you spending some time with us this morning. Richard Price, guitar player for the band Thunder Gypsy. We're going to give you a chance to hear him now. Song is called Chasin Miles. Richard, thanks for joining us today.
Christopher, I've enjoyed it very much, and I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. It's The Bleeding Ear, 107.1 WJBB. Yeah, the band is called ThunderGypsy. Chasin Miles, thanks to Richard Price for joining us this morning.
Here's your host,